Check, check, check. All right, so this is going to be a follow-up video to the last video I recorded. The last video was about how you can use your sexual energy to help achieve manifestations in the real world. How you can use the power of your orgasm to help produce your desires in your life. All right. So the title of this exercise I'm about to read now is called Sexual Gratitude. All right. So I'm going to read it and then we go from there. So, sexual gratitude. The previous chapter focused on how to set your goals and select magical results that are likely to manifest quickly. But this leads us to another great sexual process. Whether you are having sex alone, with a partner, or with a group, you can practice sexual gratitude every time you have sex. When talking about sex magic, people often ask me, do you ever have sex normally? It's a reasonable question because once you get into sex magic in a big way, it is quite difficult to just make love in a more laid-back fashion. The solution that I found is to dive into gratitude for the pleasure you are experiencing. Whether you are masturbating alone, having casual sex with a stranger, making love with somebody you adore, or taking part in an orgy, you can aim for a state that is slightly different to the magical trance that will be discussed in the rest of this book. The sexual trance is a state where you have almost no thoughts, but when you're just having sex for the sake of having sex. Connection or pleasure, you can dive into sexual gratitude. With sexual gratitude, you focus on the pleasure you are giving and receiving. You feel grateful for this experience. On first reading this, you might think that's exactly what sex is anyway. That may be true for you, but I found that when I talk to people in great detail about their experience of sex, they often talk only brief moments of gratitude. The rest of the time, they may be experiencing pleasure, concentration on technique, love, passion, and so on. But gratitude is not there a lot of the time. It only takes a small effort to introduce gratitude. While having sex, you can bring gratitude to every stroke of skin, every sensation of pleasure, every taste and touch that you enjoy. There are two main ways to apply this technique. All right, so now I'm gonna read the two methods that he's given to apply this technique in sexual gratitude. All right, so method one. In the first method, you put all your focus into gratitude for the sexual act itself. If you are masturbating alone, you don't simply experience fantasies and orgasm. You experience gratitude for the pleasure you are feeling. If you are having sex with a partner, again, feel gratitude for the sexual pleasure, the sensation of touch, taste, every sensual feeling. If you love the person you're having sex with, feel gratitude for the love. If it's a group sex situation, the exact same principle applies. Enjoy the sex for what it is, but find room in your mind and heart to feel gratitude for the pleasure you are experiencing. All right. Method 2. In the second method, you make a list of things you are grateful for. The standard approach is to write down 5 to 10 things you are grateful for each day. It might be the cup of coffee you are drinking, the way a friend smiled at you, or something bigger and more impressive. Give the same feeling of gratitude to the big results and the small pleasures, and you will be much more open to magical results. A mix of the grand and the mundane is often a good approach. Then, during the sex act, you bring these things to mind. If you need to write a list and stick it to the wall or ceiling, go ahead. Feel grateful for the way these things have come into your life, and let the sexual energy you experience give power to those emotions. Let your gratitude build as you feel the sexual energy into it. Let your gratitude build as you feed the sexual energy into it. When you orgasm, feel the orgasm spread into your gratitude. People sometimes ask me, who am I being grateful to? God, an angel, or what? Gratitude doesn't have to be aimed at anybody. Although I find that people with a strong religious upbringing do feel a need to aim it at God or the universe. But it doesn't need to be anything more than a feeling of, I am so glad this is happening. You don't need to use words. Just allow yourself to feel the pleasure and gratitude for the pleasure. This is possibly the most basic technique in the book, but it works in 2 main ways. Firstly, it opens you to receiving pleasure, which is a major key to magical success. The power of this cannot and should not be underestimated. Secondly, it enables you to improve your sexual pleasure and focus, which will serve all your sex magic. Spend time learning to appreciate what you have around you, and you get much, much better at receiving and appreciating. This is an absolute fundamental key to magic. When you learn to genuinely expect your results and enjoy them and feel grateful for them, they come more easily. If you are willing to practice this sexual gratitude using either method, you will find improvements in all your magic. Many practitioners skip this step and want every single sexual experience to be a major act of extreme change and occult fireworks. Others skip it because it seems like some sort of abstract energy work rather than direct magic to get an obvious result. I strongly advise you to perform this type of sexual gratitude at least once a week. Alright, so that was enough reading, so we're gonna leave the video at there. The book, again, Adventures in Sex Magic, Control Your Life with the Power of Love by Damon Brand.